like it was overnight. It happened so fast. Like, I lost over half my clients. I lost over half my income. Couldn't pay my mortgage. I lost my house. I started living on credit cards. I was $52,000 in credit card debt. I stopped exercising for 6 months. I had not exercised for even a minute. I was in the worst shape of my life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. For the first time in my life, I got deeply depressed. And even my accident, I was happy. And I got so depressed. People go, why were you depressed? And I think it's because I had never dealt with, like, I had gotten that 5-minute rule thing down, but it kept getting worse. So I'm like, all right, 5 minutes, can't change it, lost a couple clients, finances are tight, and then I lost more clients, and then I lost more clients, and then more things happened. It's like, just kept spiraling downward. And so that was kind of the state of affairs, and I was deeply depressed to the point of being suicidal, where I had so much fear, so much uncertainty, I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. And my parents, based on what they had gone through the first time, I never would have killed myself, never would have taken my own life to just for their sake, but that's the rock bottom that I'd gone to.
So that's a pretty rough place, and I think we all remember the financial crisis.
Yeah,
and it was tough.
Yeah,
and you're right. Speaking of the first one, may not be relatable. I can see how this is extremely relatable to just about every American.
Yeah, and
so that happens. And how do you pull yourself out of that?
So this is where the Miracle Morning is born. And again, it was never going to be a book. It was essentially, the synopsis here is, one of my close friends, I told him how bad my life had gotten. Because, I didn't tell anybody. That's the irony. I was a success coach. So you don't go bragging to everyone that you're failing miserably when your identity is around being a success coach, right? So I finally confessed to my good friend John, because he's a very brilliant business mind, and my wife said, "Sweetheart, tell John, he'll help you. Like, you need help. I don't know what to do. I hate seeing you like this." I call John and I tell him how bad it's gotten. And he responds with a question that pisses me off, because I'm ready. I'm ready for some business. I'm like, dude, tell me step 1, 2, 3. I'll do it. And he says, Hal, are you running every day? Are you exercising every day? I go, what the hell does that have to do with anything I just told you? And he says, no, I'm serious. He goes, you're a smart guy, but you got to get blood and oxygen to your brain. You listen to self-help audio, go for a run every day. That will change your life. And I'm like, all right, man, sounds like a lazy advice.
I got no other analysis, but all right.
Yeah. So the next morning I go for a run, and I have this epiphany on that run. I hear a quote from Jim Rohn. He says, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. And I realize I'm not dedicating time each day to my personal development to become the person I need to be to create the life I want. And I basically go, okay, I've got to create the most extraordinary personal development routine known to man, so that I can quickly turn my life around. So I do it. I wake up the next morning an hour early. I go through these 6 practices that are now known as the Miracle Morning. And my whole life changed, because at 6 a.m. that morning, even though my outer world was still a mess, I felt like I could do anything. And theoretically, I thought, if I start every day like this, I am unstoppable. And within 2 months, I tripled my income. And I went from being in the worst shape of my life physically to training for that 52-mile ultra marathon. And my depression didn't take 2 months to go away. It was gone that morning. And that became what I called the Miracle Morning. And one person, I shared it with a client, they shared it with a friend. And now, as you mentioned, it's tens of thousands of people. I think it's over 100,000 people around the world now that do the Miracle Morning every day. And it's changing their lives in whatever way they apply it to.